winter we decided to come all the team together, all the Nil Pride team together on Maui and train. And I think it's really good because we have Mateus, we have Enrico, we have Julian is here, and Sebastian. Arnon and Gasper arrive soon, so it's really good to be all together. We can test a lot, we train a lot, we go around the buoys in Canara, we do some start. I think it's really good to prepare the 2014 season.
It's very nice to be on this team. I'm really happy that I get the opportunity to train with the best guys in the world. And Twang and Julian and Enrico and Mateus are also good. We have a really good relationship to each other. We train together, we help each other. I think I could not imagine any better way to get ready for the season than this.
I think Nil Pride team is the best team in the world because we have the best sailor in the world and the best sails.
Yeah, I come for the camp for training slalom, very good for the season. For sure, I try my best for finish for the top 3 and maybe 1, maybe.
2 guys from the team are top 3 guys, you know. We are now in the house, and everybody in the house are world champion except me. It doesn't matter the class, but you know, level is high, and it's really nice to be part of this team. But it also push you to work hard, to train more, and to become better, and to deserve to be in this team.
It's like a serenade. So let's get synchronized, kick into overdrive.
So the downhole on the sail on the new Evo 6 is really important. So you really have to set it at the right point. So there is 2 main things who can happen is you have too much downhole tension or not enough. So if it's too much downhole tension, you will feel it on the water because the board will be flying a lot. Your nose will be really high and it's going to be really hard to control the board. I just went in the water and I was feeling good, but the board was flying a little bit, so I think I have a little bit too much downhole tension, so I'm going to release like half a cm to see if it's better. So small change can make a big difference. So now I release a little bit the downhole tension, so I'm pretty sure my board's going to be more sitting on the water, not flying anymore. I normally see that people, when they change settings, they always go big, you know, like this much more or this much less, and it's too much. So just go step by step, 5 mil, 1 cm maximum. Also, if you don't have enough downhole tension, the top leech is going to be really tight, and you will feel it easy on the water as well, because you will make the sail kind of heavy, lot of power, and the nose of the board will be sticking the water. The sail will be trying to pull you forward, like falling. What we normally see on the beach, like people using the sails, it's always not enough downhole tension, because it's kind of hard to pull the downhole tension. So mainly the main mistake that people do, it's like normally not enough downhole tension. So not be scared to pull a little bit more on your downhole. Tack strap tension is quite important as well. You can put some tension or not put tension. So when you put some tension at the tack strap, it will make a little bit more power in the sail. The sail will have more shape in the bottom. So actually, I always preconize that if you sail on a place where it's kind of flat water, you can put a lot of tack strap because you need some power. If you go where it's really choppy, it's always better to release it, because it will make the sail to breathe a little bit more, and it will be much easier to handle the sail. So for the boom height, it's always better to have it a little bit higher in a light wind when you use a bigger board, because you lie more down with the sail, and the water is normally flat as well, so you can have a lot of control. And as soon as you reduce the board and you go to a place where it's kind of choppy, it's always better to have the boom a little bit lower. You get more control, more down on the sail, more sitting in the harness. So for the harness line, it's always better to have the harness line a little bit shorter when you use the waist harness than the seat harness. I normally use all the time the waist harness, even if it's light or if it's really windy. But some people use sometimes the seat harness in the light wind condition, to sit a little bit more on the harness to get more power from the sail. And the waist harness, people use it normally if it's really choppy, really windy, because you're a little bit closer to the sail, you have more control, it's easier to hook in and hook out. So every sail is designed on a specific mast, so you have to use the special mast for that sail. So if you use the wrong mast, you will have hard time to tune up the sail right, and for sure the sail will not feel really good on the water, and it's going to be maybe a little bit harder to go fast and to have fun on the water. So I really preconize to use the right mast for the right sail. It will be much better on the water. So if your sail is really too stiff, it will be hard to go fast and have control, because the sail will be moving a lot like this, give you too much power and really hard to control the board as well. And if you use the sail which is too soft, you will lose a lot of power, like in the low hand, you know, it will be hard to get power when you sheet in. The sail will be open and will be soft, and you will lose a lot of power and speed. So we have two grommets on the sail, one in the bottom, one in the top. So we normally use the bottom one for slalom sailing, because you get more opening on the leech, it goes a little bit faster, make the board a little bit more free. And as soon as we go light wind, or if you want to go upwind a little bit, you use the top one. You get a little bit more power from the top of the sail. So for the outroll, it's always good to have the adjustable system on the boom, because you can change the shape of the sail during sailing. So I always leave the sail really full when I go downwind, and when I go upwind, I always tighten a little bit more to get less power in the sail. For the batten tension, you always have to put a little bit more tension on the bottom battens than on the top, because that's what will give you the shape in the sail and the stability as well. So for the two bottom battens, you can use the special Allen key, so you don't need to open the bat cam. You insert the Allen key inside, and then you screw it to put tension, and you unscrew it to take out the tension.
You know I like it, I like it. You know I like it. You know I like it, I like it.
Go, go. Je peux le mettre dessus ou pas, moi? Ouais, vas-y, vas-y.